Good morning, Carmel Catholic. Mr. Huther here with an advisory address this morning. Thank you for being here and giving me some of your time and some of your attention. It's been a while since we've had a Core of a Corsair segment, although Mr. Franklin and Father Christian have been filling in towards that end really well. So I figured it was time for us to revisit one of these segments and talk about what it means to be a Corsair. What is at the core of what we do and who we are. And now is a perfect time to be having this conversation because I want to focus on the M, right? The M here in our acronym. So we know that the C stands for community, the A is academics, the R is reverence, the M is mission, the E is enthusiasm, and the L is leadership. But today it's all about the M, the mission. And this is a really important aspect. I would argue, and I don't like to say things like this, but I would argue it is the most important aspect. And why is that? Why would the M, why would the mission be the most important aspect of what we do? Why would mission be the most important characteristic at the core of a Corsair? Well, my response would be really simple. The mission is the source of everything we do. Just like the Eucharist in Mass, we say it's the source and summit. For my Latin people out there, it's the fons et mons. So the Mass is our source and our summit as Catholics. In that same way, our mission is the source and our summit of what we do here at Carmel Catholic. And to put it even more bluntly, we would not exist if it weren't for our mission. Carmel Catholic has been around since the early 1960s, a great, long, and storied history. This school would not be here today if it weren't for the mission. That's what caused the school to be here, was somebody saying, hey, you know, there's this mission that we could serve up in Lake County. Let's form a high school so that we can form mission-focused, mission-oriented students. So that's why I would argue that the M is the thing out of which the community, the academics, the reverence, the enthusiasm, and the leadership flow. So let's talk about mission today. And here's why I think this time of year is especially important to talk about this. So everybody should know, or most should know, that we are in a very important season for our faith right now. So we are in Advent. This is preparation for the birth of Jesus, and you've heard Father Christian sitting right here talking about what that means, especially knowing that we have the Advent wreath sitting on this table as well. So we're in this time of Advent. Oh, and in addition to Father Christian, I want to give a few more shout-outs. It's more than just him talking about it. In fact, Mr. Potasic gave some really awesome thoughts on what Advent, particularly as it pertains to this wreath, what Advent means. But we've been talking a lot about this special season. It's a very mission-oriented season for us. We also have a number of masses. In fact, in the last 2 weeks, so we're really heavy on masses this time of year. We have an important mass tomorrow. December is chock full of opportunities for Christian service, which is another mission focus. And I think this time of year, Advent and the holiday season, it makes us more attuned to the needs of others. And so you'll notice there are a ton of Christian service opportunities out there. And keep in mind, we require all of our students to do Christian service because it is mission work. And so a lot is going on right now that is focusing on our mission. But before I get ahead of myself, let's talk about why mission is so important. Clearly, what you learn in your classes is vital to the Carmel Catholic experience. Clearly, the activities you're involved in are vital. Whether it's the Christmas show or the Christmas concert this Friday evening, whether it's a club, an activity, whether it's robotics, whether it's an athletic team that you're on, all that is very important. Everything we do here is important. And when you graduate from Carmel, we know certain things. We know that you're going to be ready for college. We know that you're going to have great character, that you're going to be service-oriented. We know that you're going to be community-based, that you're going to recognize the strength of a community, and that hopefully you're going to participate in that community and see yourself as a part of that community for many, many years to come. But the most important trait and characteristic we know you will have when you walk across that stage to get your diploma is that you will be mission-oriented, that you will have this sense that there are things bigger than you. Because we all have our problems, our needs, our wants, our desires, and all too often we stay focused on those. What is it that I need? What is it that I want? Why am I hurting right now? Or what do I want to do? There's nothing wrong with that. That's a very human experience. But those things that pull us out of ourselves, those things that make us recognize that our problems, our desires, our needs, and our wants aren't necessarily the most important thing in our life. When we can have that perspective, it's life-changing. It offers a sense of gratitude. It offers a sense of purpose and of mission. I mean, that's really what it is. That draws us out of ourselves. And it allows us not to focus so much on our needs, our wants, and our problems, but rather on the needs and wants and problems of others. When that happens, it transforms human beings. And it actually helps. That perspective helps shape the way you view your problems, your wants, and your needs. So by focusing on the needs of others, we actually address our own needs. By living a life of purpose and mission focused on helping others, we help ourselves in ways we can't imagine. And there's so many examples I could allude to. One that really comes to mind, obviously, Jesus during this time of Advent when we focus on the hope and the light that Jesus brings to our world. But I like to focus even on our own alumni base. And I could pick just dozens of alums from every graduating class that really highlight this. But Dr. Sam Attar is a big one, and we've focused on him a number of times over the last few years. But I think he's the definition of just selfless giving. He has a great life full of purpose, full of gratitude. I know he wakes up every single morning with a great sense of satisfaction, knowing that he is helping others, knowing that he has really devoted his life to making others' lives better. And as a result, his life is better. That's what Carmel is all about, this sense of mission. So at the core of what it means to be a Corsair is this M, mission, to be mission-oriented. So what's the point of this talk? Why now? Again, I want you to think about this as we move through Advent, as you go to Mass tomorrow, as you engage in Christian service. But more than anything, we have two asks right now that are mission-oriented. And we really need to give these asks attention. So first, we have got the Christmas collection going on. So a shout out to everyone making that happen, especially Mr. Mike Polis, who is an alumnus of Carmel Catholic, sent his children here, and he volunteers for the Carmel Catholic community. Mike works with all those fine folks over in campus ministry to make this happen. And we're all helping children in Lake County have a Christmas this season. So I want to thank everybody for their participation in the Christmas collection. We have today and tomorrow, so if you don't mind, check those pockets right now. See if you have any extra dollars. We'll even take nickels and dimes. We'll take whatever you got because we're using that money to help make sure that children throughout Lake County have Christmas presents. And for those who have been involved in this, you'll know that a lot of these gifts that the kids are asking for, they're not PlayStation 5s. or iPhones, they're clothes, socks, hoodies, basic necessities that some of us take for granted, certainly not all of us. So thank you to those who helped provide Christmas for families in need. This drive, this Christmas collection, has been a part of the Carmel community for a long time. So thank you. We still have today and tomorrow to give, but then we're not done. We still need a lot of help in wrapping all these presents that are flooding into the school. Every day, we've got lines of Amazon trucks coming to Carmel, dropping off gifts that you helped purchase for kids in need. We need help wrapping and sorting, and so the campus ministry department has all sorts of service opportunities for you to help. Before school, after school, Saturdays, you can come in and wrap presents for Christmas. So that is a big focus right now. Mission focus. It's at the heart of what we do. Second, the street scenes collection. And you hear a lot about street scenes. It is one of the things that Carmel has been doing for so long now. And we're celebrating a huge milestone this year with the 50th anniversary of our street scenes celebration. And although street scenes is not until February, a key part of what happens is the fundraising for street scenes. So that's going on right now, where students are being asked to sell sponsorships and to sell tickets to this event. This event, it engages the whole community, it raises a lot of money, and all that money goes directly back to support the mission of Carmel Catholic. So it supports all those things that flow out of the mission. It supports academics, activities, athletics, Christian service. It supports everything. So I really, really want to make the emphasis today on street scenes because we still have a few weeks left for that. Well, actually, till the end of next week. So we still have over a week for that. And there's other ways to support street scenes beyond. And so you're going to get a lot of call to action for that later on down the road. But for now, I really want to prioritize these two fundraisers we have going on, especially street scenes, because they are at the heart of our mission. They are things that we have done for so long as a community. It takes us out of ourselves. It allows us to participate in something greater than ourselves. It's all about the mission. So please, please, if you can give to the Christmas collection, make sure and ask yourself, what have I done to support the Street Scenes fundraiser as well? Because you do have next week to help with that. Otherwise, know that mission, we're going to continue to talk about this. Everything we do is mission-based at Carmel Catholic. And trust when I say that if you really believe this, if you really give this some consideration, if you really devote action towards others, you will grow in ways you could never imagine. Because mission is at the core of what it means to be a Corsair. Thank you for your time this morning, Carmel Catholic. I hope to see you all Friday night at the Christmas concert, 7 o'clock. Be there. Have a great day.